Hey everybody, welcome back to another deck profile Friday. This one here is actually a really cool and interesting deck, as this is a deck that I used to play, on the original version of it, right? Not the newer version, which is this one, but the original version. And you probably don't know what deck I'm talking about, but this deck here actually won the 2018 World Championship in the senior division. Yeah, and so I've been doing a lot of the senior decks, as they've, a lot of them are surprisingly good. And yeah, this one here, it's just I thought it was really cool. I ended up getting a good deal on it as well. So yeah, without further ado, I'm talking about the Banette Garbodor deck, otherwise called Garbodor, right? Won by, I believe it's Magnus Peterson, the 2018 Senior Division World Champion. And I used to play this card, Banette, with all of its abilities and attacks here. I played the original version, which was Banette EX in 2006 there. I believe it came out in EX Legends Maker, the original one, and a lot of similarities, with this card here, the Shady Move, Shadow Chant, etc. But yeah, we're going to get into the deck profile right now. So to start, we got two Banette GX, two Shuppets, two of this Garbodor, and then two of this Garbodor. So pretty cool there. We're just doing the Pokemon first. And we got 4 Trubbish. This is probably the most common starter in the deck. Alright, it's not terrible. 2 Tapu Lele GX, 1 Drampa GX, 1 Buzzwole, and they're getting into a lot of text right now. 1 Wobbuffet, and then lastly 1 Jirachi. So this is the Pokemon. Not really too many here. We got basically 18 Pokemon. And yeah, so let's kind of get started here. We'll start at the Banette. So Banette is pretty cool, right? Like I said, it's basically like the EX one, Banette EX from Legend Maker. It's got that Shady Move ability, which allows you to move a damage counter. And then it's got that Shadow Chance attack for a Psychic. And so that was one of the very cool things about Banette here, is even back in the day, you had the Ascension Shuppet, which basically allowed you to get that turn 2 Banette EX, right? And when you're dealing 60, 70, 80 damage turn 2, right? That amount of damage back then was huge. Not so much now, but back then it was. And when you're taking knockouts, every turn, right? Then it just makes it more of a, obviously a one-sided game, right? So yeah, Shadow Chant, 30 damage, and then I believe it's 20 more damage. I can't really see right now, right? My glasses are kind of blinded. But yeah, it adds an extra damage for each trainer, I believe. No, each supporter card in your discard pile. That I can see. So that's pretty cool. And then the the Tomb Hunt GX, the GX attack. Yeah, it basically allows you to put cards from your discard pile into your hand, so that's pretty cool. Shuppet is basically there to just evolve into Banette. The 2 Garbodors. Alright, so the 2 Garbodors basically trying to do different things. This one's more of a beatdown one. This is a lock one. Right, Trash Lance here does 30 damage for each item card in your discard pile. Pardon me, your opponent's discard pile, so that's pretty good. And then Garbodor here, this one here with Garbotoxin. As long as it has a tool attached, abilities in play basically in each other's hand just can't be used. So that's really cool, right? And that's why we play 4 Trubbish, 2 for this one, 2 for this one. So pretty cool. Trubbish, yeah, like I said, this is probably the most common starter, just due to the sheer quantity of it, right? It's got more of a likelihood than any other basic. To start with this, and it's not terrible. The retreat's a little bit high, but it is what it is. Tapu Lele GX. So Tapu Lele, there for 2 things. That Wonder Tag ability, allowing you to search your deck for a supporter. So that's really good. Nice clutch supporter. Or that Energy Drive attack. It's basically a Mewtwo EX. 20 damage for each, energy attached to both active Pokemon. So it's really good. Tapu Lele GX, the GX attack. You don't really use this, but I guess we have the psychic energy in the deck to do that. I don't even know what it does. It says heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. I think that's what it is. So it's not terrible. It's not a terrible attack. If your Banette's got a lot of damage on it, you can just, Tapu Lele it and just heal it all. So that's pretty cool. Drampa. Right, so Drampa, I don't even know why this is used. I actually didn't really play much back then. But I think it says here, Righteous Edge for 120. And then it says discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And that's just 20. So it looked like 120. That would have been crazy. Just 20 discard a special energy, so pretty cool. And then Berserk, 3 colorless, 80. And then it says if any of your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on it, it does, I think it's 100 more damage. No, it does 70 more, so 150, I'm pretty sure. Big Wheel GX. Like I said, I can't really see what it says there, but that's what it says. So, pretty cool. Buzzwole here is mainly there for that first attack. You can probably use the second, but that first attack is really cool because you can just drop it at an instant. Sledgehammer, 30 damage. If your opponent has exactly 4 prize cards remaining, it does 90 more, so it does 120 for 1 on a single prize Pokemon. That's crazy. Swing around is not too bad. It's flippy. It's really slow to attach, so I don't know if you'd be wanting to waste damage counters on that, or energy on that. Wobbuffet's basically an ability lock. Wobbuffet. The attack there is kind of crappy. And then Jirachi, it's there for that Stardust attack. So that Stardust attack is really good. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon. Right? So it's great, if you are trying to buy some time, right? And, build up your board for a turn, but it is very susceptible to Guzma because it does go around that, right? And that is the Pokemon. So like I said, 18, pretty easy. We're going to get into the trainers, supporters, and stadiums. Right? So, with these, you're going to see a lot of the same supporters and stuff, in every deck. Right? Like this one here is super common. We got 4N. Right? Probably the most common trainer card in every deck, you know, in any deck that you see back then. The second one is definitely for Professor Sycamore, right? Another really popular card. Another one would be this one, Guzma, right? Basically that prime catcher right now, right? It's pretty good. A pair of Cynthias. Shuffle and draw 6. So, you know, Professor Oak's new theory for those players that played back in you know, the Heart Gold Soul Silver era. And then a Bridgette to basically search for 3 basic Pokemon or 1 Pokemon EX. Right? So, pretty cool. Stadiums, Parallel City, basically to reduce bench size. 4 Flaot Sfone. Flaot Sfone, super important here, right? It's super important because we have Garbodor, right? And this is the best item that we want to have, you know, attached to it. And with, you know, the presence of Field Blower, right? You want to be maxing this card out. The only time you don't want to be maxing, right? You know, Flaot Sfone is in, you know, obviously a deck where, you know, your retreat cost is not high, like 3 or 1. You know, anything above that, you know, you'd want to play at least probably a couple of those cards. 4 Ultra Ball, basically search out any Pokemon. Triple Choice Band, extra damage, you know, is always nice. 2 Field Lore, right? Tools and Stadiums. We can get rid of 2 of them. Basically, this is the newer Windstorm, right? I really like this card. I wish they had this card right now. Yeah, pretty cool. Mysterious Treasure. Search for a Psychic or a Dark Pokemon. So kind of a niche one. You could probably even play more of this, you know. I don't know why they only played 1. You know, you could even play up to 4, considering most of your deck is basically Psychic. And then lastly, a 1 Rescue Stretcher, right? Which is basically Night Stretcher. Or I wouldn't say Super Rod, right? Because Super Rod basically, you know, gets you energy as well. But it's like a Pseudo Super Rod because it only allows Pokemon. You can get 1 to your hand or 3 to the deck. So, that is the trainer cards, right? So, yeah, really simple. Like I said, a lot of these decks are nothing crazy. You know, that's a lot of the same shit. Pardon my French. You know, a lot of the same stuff, and yeah, you just do it, right? Energies. Right, really simple for the energies. It's a Psychic deck, so we do play Psychic Energy. Play some Rainbow Energies for the various things. And then triple, double colorless energy, right? Only a few things use double colorless. Right? Like the Drampa and the Tapu Lele. One thing I do want to point out is the reason why we play Rainbow, we don't necessarily need Rainbow, but having the Rainbow in there gets us an extra damage counter in play, which basically means it allows us to shady move that off with Banette GX, right? So it basically gets us more damage into play, and you know, with more damage in play, right, the higher knockouts we could you know, potentially go. So yeah, that is the deck, everybody. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. I've never played this deck. I just happened to get it, you know, for, like I said, really cheap. Could be quite fun. I do want to try it out, actually. Maybe when I go to a regional if they're playing, 2018, then I can play this and try it out. So, but yeah, that is Banette. Garbodor Banette, and hopefully you all enjoyed it, and just try the deck out. But yeah, there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, see you in the next video.